There is no ceasefire here. The pro-government alliance is bombing Duoma into submission. The densely populated town in the northern pocket of the now divided Eastern Ghouta enclave is controlled by the rebel faction, Jaish al-Islam. The Russian military and the Syrian government want the rebels to surrender. Negotiations have stalled.
Duoma in particular demonstrates that there is still ongoing, very active and violent hostilities, and people continue to be displaced. There's really no safe place in a lot of these areas at this point. Families report that they've been sheltering in underground shelters, in basements that even have not been able to be limited from the violence.
Syrians who aren't afraid to go to government-controlled territory have been streaming out of Duoma for days. Numbers vary, but Syrian state media said they are leaving the besieged town in their thousands, passing through the government checkpoint at El Wafedin. Hundreds remain trapped in Duoma, particularly those who fear arrest or even execution because of their role in the opposition. They are demanding an internationally monitored safe passage to other rebel-held areas. Those people are wanted by the state for opposition-related activities. They include medical activists, civil defense volunteers, and medics. The United Nations says there are 1,000 humanitarian and medical workers who are trapped in Eastern Ghouta with their families who fear for their future. The government calls them terrorists, accusing them of hiding behind humanitarian work. The Syrian army and its allies have recaptured most of the rebel-controlled enclave in what has been one of the fiercest bombing campaigns in the past 7 years. The remaining towns in the southern part of the enclave are controlled by Faylaq al-Rahman. That rebel faction agreed to what amounts to a surrender deal with the Russian military. It says it wants to end the suffering of the people at whatever cost. That cost involves leaving their lives and homes behind. Several thousand are being bussed from Harasta, a town once controlled by Ahrar al-Shem fighters, who are now, along with their families, on their way to the rebel-held province of Idlib in the northwest. Idlib has become a place where rebels who agree to hand over territory to the government are sent, and more often than not, civilians accompany them. But Idlib isn't safe. It too is a target for the government's armed forces, which are vowing to recapture the whole country. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Beirut.